In my home city of Gloucester. Let's go on with the video, shall we? Of course, we got lights on there, so 300 by 9.24, so number 22,754. Also lights on there, so 300 by scanning 230 D15 737. To turn around, and we've got Alexander, another Alexander 1200 by scanning 230D 15 984. So with that said, what bus alongside Transport Hub on this fine afternoon? That of course is a bit cloudy, but it's still quite warm outside of late. Let's go have a look. So yeah, we got lights on desk about 400 C10750. Next door to 15737. So lights on desk about 300. First one scanning 250, Sky K230 UB 28683. Next door is standard 27778, which of course is in the Gloucester Gloucester's Heritage Library. And then we also got Alexander Desval 2037325, and of course 3608. Goes to show screen displays don't even really work. So here is a working one with the 11 to Quedgley, all the way down to the 94 to Cheltenham. Rather, before we go to the railway station, there's a couple more buses rolling in fast. So 59 and 84 is arriving. That will arrive here. But it leaves the other one. So 10,750 goes. Hello to Glenn, this is not Bath, this is Gloucester. Wrong side of the west of England, I'm afraid. And there is one more bus yet to come before we move on to the railway station. Thank you to, hello to Stacey Smalley. Yes, I am in the UK, yes. And thanks to whoever has subscribed to my channel. So yeah, 15,880. Again, just like this morning, there's Simru Coaches Mercedes-Benz Turismo dual axle coming in, which is got to be one of the rail replacements. I am not travelling to anywhere, I'm doing bus and train spotting in Gloucester. So, of course, with all the buses all accounted for, it's time to head to the railway station. So, of course, we have to go across here. Of course, we got a green light already, so let's get across as fast as possible. And of course, safely as possible. There we go. You can see the train's just arriving. But we'll see these buses depart first. So yeah, there goes 10,750 and 36,108. So up to the station, we've already got the Great Western Railway Class 800, 802. But of course we also got another coach here, and it's in a like a lime green kind of colour. It's right over there. It's the Citala Levante 1, probably bodied Volvo and probably used by Simru coaches. So we go along straight here. Like they may be trying to find Turismo to park. Mercedes Turismo to park. So let's have a look at our screen display. All of them are on time. So, oh, there's a difference. Worcester Foregate Street, which is usually platform 4, will depart from platform 2. And of course the other trains we will be seeing is the London Paddington depart in 5 minutes, and then of course platform 1 is the Cheltenham Spa. But of course we won't be able to see the Bristol one or the Nottingham one. It's a little bit too late. And then of course Newport uses coaches. So there goes the Mercedes Turismo. Then of course right here we got the Citala Levante 1. It's ex-King's Ferry. So maybe it's past someone else. So we are on the Great Western Railway 8 service, so we've got 802.021 doing this Great Western Railway service to Bristol. No, it's not to Bristol, to London. This is either London Paddington. I think it's to London Paddington. Of course, the difference between these and the Class 800s is that there would be a name. There would be a name to that. Hey Sam, you alright?
Yeah, good. Everyone, this is Alex.
And hello, this is Sam, everybody. Sam Gloucester bus spotter.
Yeah.
Of course, we're doing bus spotting now that we cross paths.
You waiting for this one to go up?
Yeah, 802.021.
How long have you been here for?
Only a couple of minutes.
So basically 6 minutes.
Yeah,
Are you live?
yes.
Hello everyone.
Yeah, I'm of course recording live. So of course, this is of course 12:19 to London Paddington, of course. Only being 5 coaches long. Remember, as I said, I always remember the time when it was 9 coaches long, when they started using these trains. Yeah. already seen those coaches, of course, replacing Transport for Wales and cross countries.
Transport Commission, you can go on to the platform.
Nah, I don't do that. Sorry, I'm not really a good speaker. I just enjoy doing it from here. So yeah, the Great Western Railway trains, of course. Of course, as I said, cross-country and Transport for Wales services down south, west towards Wales. Of course, have to use coaches. To Newport. Of course, they usually do the train stuff from Newport to. People will have to do train stuff from Newport to get to Cardiff. Would then be, of course, by train, or if they. And I apologise, I think there's a little bit of interference again with the signal. Sorry, just had to do that. The doors are now locking. Doors are locking. Brakes release, and off it goes. Signs are good, and off it goes. Right, so there will be no other trains, and there'll be no other trains until half 12. So I think we'll be moving a little bit on to doing a little bit more of the bus side of things. And of course, saying that, if you could just about see, there is the service to Cheltenham Spa right there waiting to get people on and off the vehicle. Of course, at the moment, the Citano bodied Volvo is just sit there waiting and listening out. So it's great to, of course, to shout out to Sam the Gloucester bus spotter, of course, who has surprisingly joined me to see that train depart. You never know, you might see on his YouTube channel at Sam the Gloucester bus spotter. But now we will be, of course, moving to down here at this end bit.
I don't think.
Well, of course, there are no other trains, of course, till 12:35. So we're going to an area where we can just about see our fellow buses in this corner from over there. Of course, I don't know if you may see I don't know if you'll see it, but then you may see the service to Gloucester via Gloucester, from Gloucester to Nottingham, arrive from the north, from where it came from, and then of course turning off. So right here we go, Alexander Spa 400 MNC 10751. Oh, we got cover for unavailable Alexander for Sky K230, sorry, Scania N250 UDs. For number 10 we've got Transbus LX400 Trident 800 and the wind is starting but we also see a few other buses. We got 15984 leave, we've got 3 we got an Alexander SVR 200 in the midst of them. And we got an Alexander SVR 400 MMC that's probably trying to arrive. Or, I don't know if it's arriving or departing, but it's been blocked off by something. Hello, back to David Murphy. I'm continuing on my Gloucester bus spot. I am more or less on the other side of the Gloucester station. I'm now, of course, sitting here, standing here to see our buses, and then, of course, when it gets to past, just before, we will go back over there to see our Worcester Foregate Street service arrive from Bristol Temple. And of course, we were able to see two professional bus spotters and the older part of the new generation bus spotters, which is myself, and of course the other, Sam, of course. Both really good in our prime of our bus and train spotting expeditions in Gloucester. No, I am far from Peterborough. Peterborough's east, Gloucester is west. So it's like way over 100 miles from Peterborough. But I am not far from Bristol, which of course Bristol is a good 35 miles from here, and a good 30 to 35 miles from Swindon as well, which of course is Wiltshire. We got Alexander SVR 327 and its LED matrix is having a little bit of glitchiness on its front screen display. And of course the back one, it's only because I'm working in 4K Ultra HD 30, that's why, well, I believe that this is working Ultra HD 30, but I don't know, it does create a little bit of a tiny little glitch. Oh. Look, that's what's just arrived. It's the service to Worcester Foregate Street. Of course, it's got Great Western Railway Class 165 on this one, which is 165, 133, which is surprising. Continuing on, we have got two trains ready to depart. I missed another train that's just arrived. That one is the cross-country service from Nottingham. Oh dear. I am so sorry, viewers, but it looks like I have been wrong place at the wrong time, which is very unusual for me, and I do really apologise again that you missed the bus, but I thought that the Worcester Foregate Street one would arrive at 9:30. Sorry, not 9:30, 12:30. Sorry, I got my mornings and afternoon mixed up. But what a surprise that I was wrong about the trains. Interesting. Well, of course, we will not see the Nottingham one depart, but we will see the other one depart. But we got a little view of the Class 170 that one is 170, 112. And you can just about see the end of 107, and you can see the end of 165, which you should be putting your hands together for 165, 130, 165, 133, which is sitting right next door to 170, 112. So yeah, the 170. I actually read that screen wrong. There'll be bus service replacements to Swindon and Gloucester from the 26th to the 30th of August. So I'm hoping that they sort out the South Wales main line and reopen it for the cross-country services, or I would be sad to say that there may not or be any sort of trains and spotting on the Thursday live on that week. So, but we'll see, because I have had a little report of it actually closed for 12 weeks. Sorry, not 12 weeks, 2 weeks. But maybe it could be, it may be a little bit longer than 2 weeks. Maybe try, maybe 3 or 4. But the thing is, just like I said, there may be actually trains, will be trains, but the thing is that it'll be in between Gloucester and Swindon, where they'll be having to use coaches. So I'm hoping that they will be using that there will actually be trains, but the Cheltenham Spa services will be calling it Cheltenham Spa only, so there would be like little shuttle services maybe. But what needs to be helped here is that there needs to be services to Wales back and running as they should be on the 3rd. But then of course you also still have the services to Bristol, Temple Meads. There's got to be a low-lying form of Gloucester's is Hems. The Hems chopper. So yeah, continuing on. There's only a couple more minutes until the train departs. They look like they're already boarding the ones heading to all the way to train stations up north all the way up to Nottingham. So with the saying about trains not going from Gloucester to Swindon, it will mean that there was to Swindon. It will mean that there will be services to London. There'll still be like services. The London Paddington services won't be running, but more or less everything else will be, I'm sure. But there wouldn't. I just had thought there wouldn't be any London Paddington to Cheltenham Spas, would there? Well, all I know is that it's going to be interesting to see how the railways are going to look like. on that week, on that final week of August, because one of those days is going to be the my live session for that week, so things are going to be really interesting. So there are only 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes actually left until the service to Worcester Foregate Street gets underway from Gloucester train station. So it's going to be interesting. I will be moving once it says 34 minutes past, because that would be then when I have to actually move to actually see service to Worcester Foregate Street leave from the station. So yeah, the train will be coming at Cheltenham Spa, Ashchurch, Worcester Shrub Hill and Worcester Foregate Street. Remember the time when the trains all went all the way up to Great Malvern, but they truncated the services and of course added at the same time services, so they would go only as far as Worcester Foregate Street. Now, with that being said, it is time to move to see 165, 133 past. And it looks like Sam's leaving on his motorbike. He obviously uses a motorbike to get around. So he's probably going to back to Stroud or Kingsway or somewhere. Anyways, it is time. The train is now ready to depart. Doors are closing. Signs are good. And off it goes. A really slow departure, I must say. Perhaps that's a bit like a couple back when I was at, of course, Bristol. It was like a very slow start of leaving Gloucester station. So that now, of course, just leaves the cross-country service to Nottingham to leave, which of course at the moment it's quiet at the moment, so because they turned the train off, the engine off, and the train will be leaving. Yeah, and of course they're probably doing a crew change as well. Well, that about wraps. So we're gonna hang on. It doesn't about wraps it up for the afternoon session, because we'll just have our final look down at the buses down at the transport hub before ending this session. So, as I said, things are really interesting. Mercedes Turismo is actually parked right at the bottom there. But as I said, they in order for their trains to be trains to Cheltenham Spa, they need to actually have the South Wales line open so that Transport for Wales and cross country can get there. Since that there's no connections to Cheltenham Spa for Great Western Railway because the Kemble is going to be shut for a week. So that's going to be interesting. So when the buses, or shall I say coaches, leaving is the Citano Levante, late 2024 pin. Look how that just goes, because that was a speedy departure in that triaxle vehicle, done with precision and expertise. Of course, across the road is Alexander Sval 327 but again, it's another cover for an unavailable Enviro 400 Stallion 215Ds. Well, we'll have to wait for green light now. Green light! Red light! And there's, of course, is an Alexander Sval 400 Scania 15877 arriving, but arriving very slowly at a snail's pace, I must say. He's going past Stagecoach's maintenance van, which of course is a Ford Transit. But it's a Mark, that one. Having Alexander Sval 200 coming down the lane. This one is 238 Donna Smith. There goes 27706. So, on return to the transport hub one last time, we've got Alexander Sval 300 Scania 28746, Alexander Sval 400 MMC 10756. I think that's, yeah, Transbus ALX 400 Troy 18088, Alexander Sval 300 by Scania KT30B 28684, Alexander Sval 400 by Scania 230D 15877, and finally Alexander Sval 237 323. So those are the last buses. I know there are in the transport hub this one last time until another week, of course. So yeah, along here is Simru Coaches, Mercedes-Benz Turismo, which of course is one of the last coaches, 15532. Nice. We'll get one last look at our buses along this side of the route, or should I say this side of the street. So Alexander Savard 300 by man 80.240 22 648 is left. But we also have another Alexander Savard 300 in the corner. So that about wraps it up for the afternoon session. So today you had two really good half an hour or just over worths of buses and trains. So with that said, if you like this video, remember to like, subscribe and to hit that notifications icon so you never miss any future uploads. And don't forget to check out my content at Anaconda Do Victorious 2 and of course check out of course all the buses and train stuff that I did a couple of weeks ago when I went to Bristol, because you'll never see any videos like it, because one of them is of course a bit of a record of more or less 10 minutes of bus spotting worth of in Bristol, which I usually get normally 5 to 7 minutes usually. So with that said, thank you for watching my X-Files and I will see you again next time, slugheads.